Welcome to DFB's Ultimate Guide to Magic Kingdom Food, where we tell you everything you need to know about where to find the best snacks, the most popular restaurants, the greatest bang for your buck, and the places where you're actually going to find the DFB team chowing down when we're off the clock. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We're eating our way through Magic Kingdom today, which is like one of my favorite pastimes ever, so I'm expecting this video to be just as fun as it is informative. But what can you expect from this particular Ultimate Guide? Snack reviews, sneak peeks into the future of Magic Kingdom dining, all things character meals, and a ton more. So stay tuned until the very end for the DFB After Hours, where we show you the Magic Kingdom foods we truthfully always gravitate towards when we're on lunch break or off the clock and not reporting. Some of which might shock you. All right, let's start with number one, the iconic Magic Kingdom treats that everybody should try at least once. This is the TLDR. If you are in Magic Kingdom for one day, just don't forget to pick up a couple of these. Whether Magic Kingdom is a place that you come back to every year or it's going to be more of a one and done deal for you, these are the snacks that all Magic Kingdom guests should try or at least know about just because they're that iconic for the park. Starting with a good old classic Dole Whip from Aloha Isle in Adventureland. Now I know, Dole Whip's not unique to Magic Kingdom or to Disney World or anything like that. If you want more of the exclusive Magic Kingdom snacks, we got a video out now all about the ones you can only get in Magic Kingdom, but there's something extra special about picking up a Dole Whip inside the heart of this tropical section of the park, where the steel drums go hard and the palm trees are swaying and the tiki heads spit at you in the distance. You know, I personally like to go pineapple on pineapple and get a swirl of that classic pineapple Dole Whip on top of a pineapple upside down cake, which is moist and flavorful and tastes like fresh pineapples instead of artificial ones. And I hope I get more than one little cherry. And I'll tell you about Dole Whips. I've been eating them for 25, 30 years, longer than that. But I will still go get one of these even if I'm at after hours in the park or extended evening hours. And I'm not reporting, I'm just there for fun. It is still just a joy to go get one of these and stroll around the park because it's nostalgic and it's fun and it's so delicious. Anyway, I'll stop talking about it right now, but go get a Dole Whip. Next up on our list, you know I've loved Magic Kingdom's warm cinnamon rolls even back when they were still served at the Main Street Bakery. Honestly, that's probably where I loved them the most because that's my nostalgic beginning of the Magic Kingdom cinnamon roll. And that was like forever and a day ago. But I still love them over at Gaston's Tavern in Fantasyland. It maybe took me a little while to transition my love from the Main Street Bakery over to Gaston's Tavern, but we're done. We're here now. We did it and I'm fine. And these cinnamon rolls really set the bar for all the other Disney World sweets. They're soft and warm, slightly mapley tasting, and they come served with a waterfall of gloriously ooey gooey icing, and you can always ask for a little bit more. Now, Casey's Corner in Main Street, USA, this might be an unconventional one for you. I know it's kind of lost a little bit of his cachet lately, but to me, it's a Magic Kingdom staple. And this is where you're going to fulfill all your hot dog and corn dog wishes. It's not the regular hot dogs that we keep coming back here for. It's the corn dog nuggets, or the mini corn dogs, as the menu calls them. Literally, it's just a basket full of bite-sized corn dogs that you can easily share with your friends, or hoard them all to make it a nice, satisfying meal for yourself. The best part about these nugs, however, is getting them with the side of my beloved plastic cheese. Now, if anyone out there started a timer to see how long it'd take me to mention plastic cheese, you can stop it now. If you're new here and you're not sure why the weird lady behind the screen is talking about eating plastic, I'm not really. That's just what I tend to call the warm ballpark-like cheese sauce served in various locations around Disney World because, let's be real here, I don't think there's any real food in here. But I've loved plastic cheese since I was a little kid, and I've called it plastic cheese for a very, very long time, probably like 30 years. So it's a little bit of one of my legacies around here at DFB Guide is the whole plastic cheese thing, right? It's so good that I'll splurge an extra $1 on it no matter what, and it makes me happy. Look, I even wear a plastic cheese shirt from our DFB store to emphasize just how much happiness one little cup of golden goodness can bring. Back over in Fantasyland and back in the wonderful world of classic Magic Kingdom pastries again, you can pick up the Cheshire Cattail from Cheshire Cafe for a twisty, flaky baked good filled with melty chocolate chip chips and drizzled with pink and purple icing. This is reminiscent of a certain mysterious Alice in Wonderland critter that likes to disappear and leave his smile behind. These pastries can be hit or miss, because when they're served warm, they are amazing, but when they're served lukewarm, they're fine. But if this tells you anything, my scriptwriter, DFB Bria, has an irrational fear of the Cheshire Cat, and she still goes out of her way to grab one of these for breakfast when she's in Magic Kingdom. So I think that's got to be a testimony to this treat on some level. Okay, you know what snack I'm always going to go out of my way for, though? The Adventureland spring rolls, specifically the cheeseburger-filled and pizza ones, because I like that the pizza ones are a little bit greasy. But I'll always try whatever seasonal or savory spring roll flavor this cart manages to come up with too. The cheeseburger spring rolls are golden brown wrappers filled with finely minced ground beef and lots of melted cheese. They may not be the prettiest snacks of Magic Kingdom, but they are consistently one of the tastiest. Inside the Main Street Confectionery, you really can't go wrong with whatever sweet treat you pick up. And believe me, you got a lot of options to choose from. There's the Color Kitchen's wall of colorful customizable candy bags, the make your own popcorn concoctions over at Colonel Kitchen, the bakery display case featuring fresh goodies like cookies, brownies, pies, and more. Those are made fresh. A variety of frozen slushies for hot Orlando days. Or you could always just pick up a package or two of your favorite type of candy. Bria and I might not see eye to eye on all desserts out there, but you can bet we're always going to agree that the packages of sour cherry balls are elite. Okay, let's talk about one more classic Magic Kingdom snack because we've still got so much Magic Kingdom food to talk about today. And that's a classic Mickey Mouse Kids Cone from the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor in Main Street that everyone, yes, I said everyone, is allowed to order. The concept is simple. It's your choice of ice cream scooped into a waffle cone. But what makes this one really special is the pièce de résistance on top, 2 chocolate wafers to create Mickey ears. Mickey ice cream and a view of Cinderella Castle, it does not get more classic than that. Now, I love Disney World snacks, but I will warn you, they can be finicky. Sometimes snacks come and go. Sometimes they hop between menus and venues. Sometimes they change up their ingredients altogether. And since Disney World has made several snack changes lately, we went ahead and updated our free Best Disney World Snacks PDF with new snacks, new locations, new descriptions, and new snack maps to help you find them all. I love snack maps. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now, or click on the link in our bio for disneyfoodblog.com/best snacks, and we will send you that free updated list really fast. Like really fast. Oh, you thought I was done talking about Magic Kingdom snacks? No, not by a long shot. I still got some fresh Magic Kingdom snack news right off the presses that you need to know about in this video. This is the ultimate guide after all, including what's possibly the best snack news of the year. The good Sleepy Hollow waffles have returned. Just to catch any of you up to speed who might not be as invested in Disney waffles as I am, which is probably most folks, last year, Sleepy Hollow Refreshments in Liberty Square removed our favorite waffle sandwiches from the menu and replaced them with giant loaded Mickey-shaped waffles instead. Now, I am not one to hate on a Mickey waffle. I never want to hate on a Mickey waffle, but I'm not gonna lie, the whole DFB team and I were super bummed about this change because the former waffles that were served here were just, I don't know, better. But apparently we weren't the only ones who thought that because Magic Kingdom recently switched back to their classic Sleepy Hollow round waffles and restored our faith in all things Disney snacks again. Whether you choose to get one of the fruit-loaded waffles or the more savory, sweet and spicy maple chicken option, expect to bite into not just a generous amount of toppings, but a nice golden round waffle that's slightly crispy on the outside, but nice and fluffy and sweet on the inside. And don't worry, you still have plenty of other spots to find the Mickey-shaped waffles around Disney World. There are even other spots in Magic Kingdom to find them, but we'll get to that more later on. Now, you know how earlier I mentioned that Disney World snacks can and do change a whole bunch? Well, here's a couple of good examples for you just to prove my point. Recently, Casey's Corner replaced their baseball brownie with more of a baseball brownie dome. Before, this dessert was a thick brownie with white and red icing on top and a ganache underneath that, and it all resembled a little baseball, which was simple and effective. Now, the baseball brownie is made with caramel corn mousse, dulce de leche, and coated in white chocolate, which is more baseball-shaped for sure, but with some more complex butterscotch-like flavors going on. It's fine, but it's not the original. Anyway, something else to try if you're new here. Gaston's Tavern has recently seen some snack changes too. Previously, we'd become big fans of the ham and Gruyere tart, so we were prematurely devastated when we saw it replaced with the ham and Gruyere sandwich. However, we gave the ham and Gruyere sandwich, basically a croque monsieur, its fair chance to impress us, and I am happy to report that it did. The cheese on the inside is nice and gooey, the ham is still as salty and savory as ever, and the additional cheese broiled on top of the croissant part of the sandwich might make this a cheese overload for some, but it's definitely a cheese win for us. And let's not forget about all the new snacks and drinks coming to the Beacon Barrel later on in 2025. So Beacon Barrel is a new family-friendly lounge getting ready to open in Adventureland that'll extend the story of the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction with new characters, new settings, and new immersive elements just waiting for you to activate. And since we're on the subject of new, I think this is a perfect segue into our next point, the future of Magic Kingdom dining. I know, you'd think Magic Kingdom was already plenty full of enough restaurants and snack stands as is, but the dining scene in this park is going to get a whole lot bigger over the next couple of years. Magic Kingdom is currently working on 2 new expansions in the back of the park. The first is Piston Peak, which will be a new area extending out of Frontierland that'll be inspired by the Pixar movie Cars, just with more of a national parks twist. So kind of inspired by Cars, kind of inspired by Planes, Fire and Rescue? Yeah, so kind of a mix of the two, like a little shaking hands emoji between those. Along with new rides, new shops, and a new area with so many waterfalls you won't be able to keep track of them all, according to Disney Imagineers, I'd be absolutely shocked if there wasn't a restaurant or two added to this location with heavy Cars elements, kind of like what you find over at Disney California Adventure with the Cozy Cone Motel snack stands or Flo's V8 Cafe, just with more of a forest / greenery / great outdoors twist. And Imagineers have promised that something new is coming, at least one new thing, so we're very excited to see what that is. Meanwhile, the Disney villains aren't just going to have a dedicated area in an already existing land, they're going to be their own land altogether. Yep, Villains Land has been promised and is coming. Once again, this is an area of the park that's going to feature new rides, shops, and thankfully, restaurants, which Disney has indeed confirmed. But unfortunately, that's all we've got for you per the release of this video in terms of what's coming to Villains Land. There's no concept art with any hint of what kind of restaurant might be coming, nor are there any teaser names or theming clues that I can give you at the moment. We don't even know if there's going to be a table service restaurant or a quick service restaurant or a snack stand here. All we've got to go off of is vague Game of Thrones-like statements from Disney telling us that dining is coming. Regardless, we're buzzing at the thought of learning more information about Villains dining in the future and potential Piston Peak dining too. And then we're watching closely and exercising our typing finger so we can let you immediately know through our free DFB newsletter the moment that Disney finally decides to spill the beans. Yep, snacks come and go from Magic Kingdom quite often, but some snacks warn us that they're only going to be available for a limited time only. Seasonal snacks pop up around Magic Kingdom a lot, but you're going to find the most seasonal snacks come out around the holidays, like Halloween and Christmas time. Yep, some of these seasonal snacks will only be available during after-hours holiday parties, like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas parties. But others will be available all day long for general admission guests too. More often than not, you're going to find all-day seasonal treats at these Magic Kingdom locations. Aloha Isle refreshments for limited time Dole Whip options, Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies in Tomorrowland for seasonal ice cream flavors, the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor in Main Street USA, again seasonal ice cream if you're looking for even more exclusive flavors, Casey's Corner in Main Street USA for savory loaded options that could include hot dogs, fries, corn dog nuggets, etc., Cheshire Cafe in Fantasyland for some kind of specialty slushy or drink most likely, Storybook Treats in Fantasyland for cute themed desserts, the Lunching Pad in Tomorrowland for more loaded savory options, Main Street Confectionery in Main Street USA for all sorts of holiday treat stuff, plus Colonel Kitchen right in the back there for specialty popcorn options, and the Churro Carts near Cinderella Castle for, spruced up holiday churros. Now, when you come to Magic Kingdom right at Rope Drop, aka right when the park opens, you might look toward the right-hand side of Main Street USA, narrowly avoiding tripping over the trolley tracks, and think, hey, awesome, there's a Starbucks right here that I can hit up real quick. Do not be fooled. This Starbucks stop is not real quick, nor where you want to go for something fast at all. Instead, it will be packed with a bunch of other guests who thought the exact same thing and are now stretching out the line all the way back to, basically Timbuktu. If you're looking for a faster breakfast alternative inside Magic Kingdom, admittedly, I've already named off some of those earlier because I'm impatient, but here's the full list of quicker breakfast stops that we can recommend. In Tomorrowland, Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies might not have substantial breakfast foods, but it is one of the best places to find a cold brew float. Specifically speaking, the salted caramel cold brew float. I'm not even a big coffee person, and I still love this one, which is saying something. For more coffee options, as well as a few giant donut options too, you can always hit up Joffrey's Revive just outside Space Mountain. There's also one other Joffrey's location right outside of Magic Kingdom over at the Transportation and Ticket Center. And don't let the name of the lunching pad fool you. You can also find a couple of sweet and savory options for breakfast here too, like the Breakfast Bowl, which is a layer of potato barrels, which is Disney's word for tater tots. No idea why they call them potato barrels. I have literally no idea. If anyone out there knows, please let me know in the comments. And that's all topped with a cheese omelet, chili con carne queso, and sour cream. Or you can get my personal favorite item here, the sticky bubble bread, which is actually pretty reminiscent of the warm cinnamon roll over at Gaston's Tavern, just in a more monkey bread version. Speaking of which, I'd say that the two classic pastry snacks from Fantasyland that I mentioned earlier, Cheshire Cattail and Gaston Cinnamon Roll, are both solid morning options that are easy to share. But if you're looking for something more savory in the morning, over at Fantasyland, the Friar's Nook has a sausage, egg, and cheddar bagel sandwich served with a side of tots. Or you can pick up the caramel apple donuts for yet again another morning option that'll satisfy your sweet tooth. In Frontierland, Westward Ho has a sausage and egg biscuit breakfast sandwich that's made with pepper jack cheese and honey butter. You can also pick up a Mickey-shaped bacon pecan caramel cinnamon roll here. This is brand new in the park, and it is incredible. Westward Ho is also an underrated spot to grab a Joffrey's coffee or cold brew too. You can even add a premium flavor syrup to any coffee for 50 cents extra, which goes for the seasonal syrup flavors like pumpkin spice that normally comes around the fall. And of course, you gotta go support the return of those loaded Sleepy Hollow refreshments waffles over in Liberty Square if you get the chance. Now, if you're not in a rush and you don't mind sitting down to eat a nice table service meal at Magic Kingdom in the morning, there are a couple of sit-down restaurants in MK that offer breakfast options, including the two character dining experiences at the park, Crystal Palace in Main Street, USA, and Cinderella's Royal Table in Cinderella Castle, which we'll be talking about more later on. What you need to know now, however, is that both of these places are slightly cheaper to eat at during breakfast versus lunch or dinner, meaning you can still get the same character interactions and fun immersive atmosphere for less, just with a breakfast spread of options versus the usual lineup of lunch and dinner food. The two most popular spots to eat in Magic Kingdom have quite a few things in common. One, they both take place in castles. Two, they're both highly immersive. And three, they both offer prefix menus with prefix prices. Oh, and four, they're also the most expensive meals you're going to find park-wide. So let's talk about those. First up, Cinderella's Royal Table gives you the chance to eat inside the iconic Cinderella Castle, which can be worth the prefix price. Because come on, how often are you ever going to get the chance to do that? During your meal, you'll also get the chance to chat and take pictures with several members of Disney's royal entourage, which could include Ariel, Aurora, Jasmine, Snow White, Merida, and of course Cinderella herself. And there are several other princesses that sometimes show up, and characters are all subject to change except for Cindy. Meanwhile, over at Fantasyland, Be Our Guest restaurant features 3 separate dining rooms, each themed around a place in Beast's castle, straight from the animated film Beauty and the Beast. The most likely and largest room in which you'll be seated is the chandelier-adorned ballroom. The second room is the Rose Gallery, where you'll find portraits hanging all over the walls that depict scenes with the happy couple. This is the room that you didn't see in the film, but apparently is there anyway. And finally, you've got the West Wing, which is dark and moody thanks to its occasional lightning strikes and always present low lighting. Also, the Beast clearly had a few tantrums in here. Sadly, Be Our Guest restaurant is not a full character meal, but there is a character experience that takes place while you dine. At some point during your meal, a rare appearance from the Beast does happen, and he'll walk through the various dining rooms, but won't usually stop for a full-blown meet and greet. While both of these restaurants have extremely popular advanced dining reservations, you'll probably have a slightly easier time booking a seat at Be Our Guest versus Cinderella's Royal Table, since Cindy's place tends to book up solid the moment those reservations go live. In the 101 section of our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining, there is a full chapter where we talk about how to score the hardest dining reservations in all of Disney World. But because that full chapter is super detailed and would take the rest of the video and beyond to cover it completely, I'll just give you a few of the key highlights straight from that chapter for now, and you can check out the rest of the chapter when you pick up your own DFB Guide over on dfbstore.com. Deal? Deal. Okay, first and foremost, you've gotta book these restaurants early. Get on the Disney World website, My Disney Experience app, or call 407-WDW-DINE as early as you can, right when those reservations open up for you, which will be 60 days before your visit at about 6 or 7 a.m. Now, if you're staying as a Disney World hotel guest somewhere, then you'll have the added privilege of booking dining reservations for the entire length of your stay, up to 10 days, starting at that first day 60 days out. This is going to give you the chance to search for reservations within a date range for open dining slots. If you can potentially fit a reservation into a few different days, search within that range to see if anything pops up for you. If possible, I'd recommend going to the website or My Disney Experience app first to try and make those reservations instead of calling, since online booking goes live at 6 a.m., but phones tend to open at 7 a.m. If you're coming up dry and no reservations are available for the restaurant you most want to dine at, don't lose hope. Continue to check online or fall back to plan B and call to request those elusive reservations, just in case a cast member can find an opening on their end that you're not seeing on your end. Folks cancel trips and dining arrangements all the time, so you never know what you're going to find at the last second. Oh, and that reminds me. Hypothetical situation here. Let's say you put dear old Aunt Susan in charge of making advanced dining reservations for your group. Now, why would you do a thing like that? Bless her heart, between mopping the floors, bathing the cats, and doing her daily YouTube aerobics sessions, she's dropped the ball again. So now your group is in Magic Kingdom and reservation-less, even though you know for a fact that your group is going to want to find a nice table service restaurant to eat at right around lunchtime. So now what? Here's the good news. Aunt Susan might be in hot water for now, but we can save her hide again. Several table service restaurants, not just in Magic Kingdom, but around Disney World, offer last-minute reservations, walk-up wait lists, or a mixture of both. Last-minute reservations can typically be found on the My Disney Experience app. Just press that middle plus button on the bottom of the screen, choose Check Dining Availability, fill out the info requested, including your party size, date, time, location, and a whole list of leftover dining reservations will pop up for you to choose from. Now, after you add the number of guests in your party, you'll see another option pop up asking if you're hungry now and would like to join a walk-up wait list. The walk-up wait lists are different from last-minute reservations because instead of a selected time for possibly later on in the day, you'll be put on a first-come, first-served list. And that means whenever a table in the restaurant is free for the taking, Disney will ping you to let you know you can come over and dine right then and there. Now, big note here, you're going to have to be within a certain range of the restaurant to see the walk-up availability on the app and to sign up. While Disney doesn't specify a location range for this feature, a good rule of thumb is to be at least in the same park or same land that restaurant's in. So don't expect to see walk-up wait lists pop up for a restaurant that you're nowhere near. Otherwise, the app will tell you to move closer to the restaurant before you're able to sign up for it. So that's something that can catch a lot of folks off guard. If they're like laying in their hotel room bed and they want to sign up for the Nomad Lounge walk-up wait list, not going to happen. You're going to have to be in Animal Kingdom to do that. Walk-up wait lists are more of a gamble, and you might have an easier time just finding a last-minute reservation later on in the day. But if you're not finding any walk-up wait lists available on the My Disney Experience app at the moment, it's also worth going up to the restaurant's host stand to ask and see if they have any current availability on their end that's not popping up on the app. We usually find this strategy to be most successful when you go up to a table service right when it opens for the day. And now the big question, which Magic Kingdom table services tend to have the most last-minute reservations available most frequently? Well, let me turn your attention to 4 in particular. Skipper Canteen, over in Adventureland, ties into and expands upon the Jungle Cruise attraction's backstory. This is the Jungle Cruise restaurant. Now, I will say that this restaurant is probably less busy than most in Magic Kingdom, simply because the cuisine options are a little more adventurous, which might not be the best fit for kiddos who tend to stick with 3 to 4 safe foods at all times. But if adventurous dining is your middle name, Skipper Canteen serves a variety of entrees with Asian, South American, and African influences. And best of all, your server is going to be a fellow wacky Jungle Cruise skipper like you've probably met or are destined to meet on the Jungle Cruise ride. Skipper Canteen also usually has a secret menu you can order off of, where you can order select bites and drinks that aren't going to be directly listed on the menu itself. The secret menu is often switching up here, but more often than not, you should be able to order the pão de queijo Brazilian cheese bread, served with a side of poblano cream with red pepper flakes and chimichurri sauce. Just ask your server or skipper about the secret menu after you're seated. Over in Liberty Square, Liberty Tree Tavern is one of my favorite go-tos for the endless Thanksgiving-style eats in a colonial-style setting, but it is a really heavy meal, so you're gonna wanna save stomach space for this one, and don't be booking another hefty restaurant for later on in the day, because you're not gonna be hungry again, trust me. Oh, and don't forget to say hello to the mysterious tomato baby for me. You'll see him hanging out in one of the Liberty Tree Tavern pictures, just chomping down on this red juicy vegetable like there's no tomorrow. On the off chance that Liberty Tree Tavern is booked solid for the day, you can always book reservations over at the Diamond Horseshoe in Frontierland instead. I can almost guarantee you they will have tables. And they have the exact same menu as Liberty Tree Tavern, but in a Western/saloon-like setting instead of a colonial one. And they don't have tomato baby, which honestly could be the deal breaker for you. The other two restaurants I want to talk about are both located in Main Street, USA, and I think they tend to be a little less busy for the opposite reason of Skipper Canteen. While Tony's Town Square serves classic Italian dishes, as well as foot-long mozzarella sticks that'll make your eyes bug out of your head, and the Plaza restaurant serves a variety of comfort food like sandwiches and salads and the loaded Plaza fries, these restaurants aren't exactly knockouts when it comes to unique dining and Disney immersive theming, though I sure do love the little nods to the Lady and the Tramp inside Tony's Town Square. But anyway, those are all good restaurants to try when you don't have any reservations and you're just trying to find a place to eat. But also, remember, go during off times. Go at 11 a.m. for lunch or go at 3 p.m. for like a lunch/dinner. Don't try to visit these places during prime lunchtime or dinner time because you're going to be less likely to find a table. Oh, and a little bonus tidbit for you. Tony's offers some fun views of the Festival of Fantasy Parade or the other parades that go on Main Street if you time your visit just right and know which table to request. Tony's claim to fame is its outdoor patio, and sure, outdoor seating plus heat plus heavy Italian food might not sound like a grand slam, but rather a recipe for disaster. But it is shaded and the ceiling fans help to move the air around a bit. And best of all, Festival of Fantasy floats are going to drive right past you, as are the floats for any other, parade or cavalcade that's happening at the time. Now, I've already talked your ear off today about Cinderella's Royal Table and its whole royal character dining experience that allows you to meet a bunch of princesses over the course of one meal. But there's one more character dining experience that I want to give a little more attention to that I've only mentioned briefly in passing so far, and that's the Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace off of Main Street, USA is not only a buffet situated inside a building that looks like a Victorian-style greenhouse, like the Crystal Palace, but it's also a character dining experience where you'll be able to meet Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, and Eeyore during the course of your meal. In fact, it's the only character dining experience anywhere in Disney World where you're going to be able to meet and greet with 100-acre wood gangs. So if you got someone in your group who's a big fan of the silly willy-nilly old bear, you might prefer booking a reservation here instead of over at Cinderella's Royal Table. Plus, depending on where you're seated, you might still get a pretty good view of Cinderella Castle from your window seat. Now, because this isn't all you care to enjoy meal, you'll need to come hungry, since there's lots of comfort classic lining the buffet line that'll fill you to the brim, which might be exactly the type of meal you're looking for. You can also find Mickey Churro waffles here during breakfast. See, told you Mickey waffles still existed in Magic Kingdom. Nothing to get worked up about. And these are probably the best Mickey waffles anywhere in the world. While the buffet options tend to be pretty familiar for the most part, you can learn more about the unique Crystal Palace offerings that tend to show up at this restaurant during our Best Things to Eat on Every Disney World Buffet video. But for now, let me leave you with a few tidbits of advice for character dining, no matter which restaurant or restaurants you choose to dine in. First, if a character misses your table, don't fret. This can happen sometimes, especially if you're up at the buffet when a character happens to pass by. Just find a cast member in a blue shirt or your server to let them know what's up, and they'll ensure that you meet everyone. And if you see a character off in the distance getting ready to approach your table, just hang tight for a minute and don't get up to go to the buffet just yet. That way, you don't have to do this little do-si-do with the characters at all. 2, help personalize your character meet and greet experience. While the characters can take the lead if you want them to, and they'll do a real good job at it, you're apt to have a much more memorable character interaction if you give the character something unique to do or discuss. This could mean bringing a Winnie the Pooh plush to meet Pooh Bear, or letting Jasmine know that she's your all-time favorite princess, or coming up with a few questions regarding their movie, or even helping a character out by reminding them that you've met before. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And 3, you're never too old to dine with the characters. But that's more of a reminder rather than a piece of advice. So I know it's hard to pull away from the people mover even after your 17th go around, not speaking for personal experience or anything, though I am the proud president of the unofficial people mover fan club, just saying. However, you'll have to fuel back up at some point for the sake of the club. And that's when a Magic Kingdom quick service can come in handy. It's cheaper, it's still filling, and it'll get you back out in the parks in a jiffy so you can get back in line for your 18th go on the people mover for the club. But which quick service is going to be the best fit for you and your family? Well, here's a speedy little litmus test to help you figure that out before you're in the middle of your park day, aimlessly wandering into the nearest quick service that you can find, whether it has food you're going to like or not. If you're a big fan of fast food joints like Long John Silver's or Captain D's, go to Columbia Harbor House in Liberty Square. This is one of my personal favorite places to eat since it's got a nice variety of surf and turf options, heavy on the surf side though, and you'll find both grilled and fried entrees here, as well as my favorite Magic Kingdom park snack possibly ever, the basket of Hush Puppies. I know, call me basic, but I love these little fried cornmeal balls of goodness. I'm honestly pretty shocked we made it this far in the video without me saying Hush Puppies at all, so just recognize how important these are to me. Now, if you're wanting a variety of classic theme park staples, even if they're just mediocre versions of them, go to Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland. No hate on Cosmic Ray's. Actually, this place has been known to surprise me every now and again with a fun seasonal item on the menu, but mostly this is going to be your one-stop shop for burgers and chicken strips and salads and alien variety entertainment. And if you've never seen Sunny Eclipse perform live and in person before, where have you been? And if you're missing your weekly Taco Bell run, go to Pecosville Talltale Inn and Cafe in Frontierland. Pecosville changes up its menu every so often, but mostly what you're going to find here are staple Mexican-inspired options like steamed tamales, nachos, rice bowls, and quesadillas. And if your kid is in their pizza era, go to Pinocchio Village House in Fantasyland. Technically, the name of the game here is flatbreads and not pizzas, but they're all in the same family. It's bread, it's sauce, it's cheese, it's toppings, and sometimes you'll even find more unique toppings available on the menu that kind of elevate these flatbreads in a way you maybe weren't expecting. Or if you're like me and you're just wanting a little bowl of tomato soup alongside a good breadstick, you can get that here too. Speaking of specialty stuff like dietary restrictions, allergies, etc., it can be tricky in these kinds of videos because everybody's dining needs look a little different. The good news is that Disney World can help you accommodate whatever you need, no matter what type of special diet you might work around during your visit. Just make sure to vocalize those needs no matter where you dine, including when you're making dining reservations online. There is a section for you to fill out regarding special dietary needs that the restaurant needs to be aware of before your visit. So please take the time to fill that out whenever you're locking in those reservations. We've got a full free PDF that goes in depth with how to prepare for dining around Disney World, no matter what type of dining needs you have, which you can pick up now by scanning the QR code or clicking the link for disneyfoodblog.com/special diet down in the video's description. But how about we go ahead and shout out a few Magic Kingdom restaurants for now that we think go above and beyond with those extra accommodations. Remember how I was lightly teasing Cosmic Ray's before? Well, here's the thing. Say what you will about that place, but they do have a pretty decent plant-based patty melt made with an Impossible burger that's topped with plant-based cheddar, grilled onions, and asteroid sauce, which is like a zesty Thousand Island, served on thick cut toast with a side of French fries. This spot also does a good job overall of accommodating several types of allergies, including gluten and wheat. So go ahead and request an allergy-friendly bun for any sandwich or burger that you see on the menu. Another solid quick service option that accommodates special diets really well is Columbia Harbor House. From plant-based dining to allergy-friendly options, this can be a great choice for families, unless that is you've got a fish or shellfish allergy. Then it's best if you avoid this one altogether. For a sit-down meal, Liberty Tree Tavern not only has family-style platters filled to the brim with lots of hearty Thanksgiving-style foods, but it also has an all-you-care-to-enjoy plant-based Tavern Keeper's Feast, which serves up tavern salad, Impossible meatloaf, seasonal vegetables, and more. There's also an all-you-care-to-enjoy allergy-friendly option, so ask your server about it when you arrive. If you want something more a la carte, then Skipper Canteen is a solid table service restaurant that can often accommodate several special diets as well. So once upon a time, Magic Kingdom was a dry park. That's no longer the case, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. When Walt Disney opened Disneyland back in 1955, it was famously known as an alcohol-free park. Walt stated that alcohol would bring in a rowdy element to Disneyland, which would bring in a caliber of people that Disney didn't want to have in it. In short, Walt just really felt the park didn't need the booze in order for grown-ups to still have a good time. And that same attitude carried over to Magic Kingdom when it opened in 1971. But when Epcot opened in 1982, the dry park rules went out the window, since a lot of pavilions and their respective countries used wines, beers, and different cocktails to complement their meals, and Disney wanted to make sure they were being as authentic as possible when it came to their different cultural food offerings. When Disney's Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom opened up, they also featured alcoholic beverages at select locations, but Magic Kingdom continued to stay dry as a bone until 2012. In 2012, things changed when Be Our Guest restaurant opened in Magic Kingdom's new Fantasyland and started to offer limited selections of beer and wine along with its meals. This was groundbreaking, y'all. I can remember the rumble around the world when they decided to add alcohol to Magic Kingdom. Since then, alcohol's been added to the remaining table service restaurants in Magic Kingdom, but you still won't be able to grab a beer or sangria or any alcohol to go at any of the quick service or fast food locations. And when Beacon Barrel opens up later in 2025, the old Magic Kingdom stereotype is going to be shattered once more, considering this will be the first ever pub or lounge opened inside the park where one of the main foci of the menu will be specialty drinks. All right, it's the moment you've been waiting for. We've talked about a lot of Magic Kingdom restaurants today, but where does the DFB team actually spend the majority of our time off the clock chowing down around Magic Kingdom? Well, I polled the team, and this is what we came up with. A lot of our team love taking their family members over to Skipper Canteen for a more unique dining experience that you don't have to worry about paying a prefix price for. The Falls family falafel that got brought up several times over, plus that one's a plant-based option, making it a good choice for possibly more folks in your group. The pão de queijo Brazilian cheese bread was also brought up a lot, not just because it's tasty, but because you can feel really cool ordering it for your group who didn't even realize there was a secret menu. This snack was a bit more controversial, but a couple of our reporters did highlight the cream cheese pretzel from the lunching pad as one of their main go-tos. Now, this is pretty common across the parks, and you can even buy it at Wawa gas stations. So this is not exclusive to Magic Kingdom, and you can definitely try it out on your own in another park or even at the gas station. Now, this might surprise you, but the writing team actually showed a lot of love for the inconspicuous Westward Ho kiosk for its candied bacon skewer, also one of my favorites, and jalapeno poppers that are stuffed with nacho cheese and served with a side of ranch. While the rice bowls from Pecos Bill might not be gourmet dining or anything, we had a handful of reporters say these are reliable go-tos that scratch that Chipotle itch for them. Not to mention, they're relatively cheap but still super filling without making you feel miserably full. Now, the team wanted me to make sure the maple mustard glazed salmon from Columbia Harbor House was added to this list, and a lot of other writers echoed that recommendation. It's just a nice, light, and unique option for a theme park quick service that a lot of our team seems to appreciate. When you eat theme park food for a living, it's sometimes nice to find a lighter option that feels a little bit more like, healthy food. Now, one of our reporters, Colette, pointed out how much she's enjoyed the black garlic Parmesan fries lately. You can get these at several Magic Kingdom locations, including Cosmic Rays, Pinocchio Village House, and Columbia Harbor House. And then our project manager, Lisa, requested that I add two options to the list: the creme brulee croissant from Gaston's Tavern, a solid choice, and the chocolate caramel cookie from Main Street Confectionery. Now, as for yours truly, I'm going to be real with you. I like to keep things simple, familiar, nostalgic. You know how I said Columbia Harbor House goes heavy on the surf, but not as much on the turf? I tend to choose the turf regardless. It's hard to pass up classic Disney World chicken tenders, especially when you can have them with a side of those hush puppies. Dole Whip floats from Aloha Isle tend to be my go-to when it's hot out, usually is, and I need a little sweet treat, which I usually do. There's nothing like a little melty Dole Whip mixed with refreshing pineapple juice. It's the same reason you should let your Frosty from Wendy's melt a little bit before you eat it. Another great ice cream or cold treat option I like to turn to is the All-American Sundae from the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. This is made with old-fashioned vanilla vanilla and chocolate ice cream that's topped with hot fudge, peanut butter drizzle, whipped cream, and a red cherry. All simple components, but anytime I'm going to find peanut butter sauce anywhere, you know I'm going to order it. And of course, I would be nothing without the plastic cheese from Casey's Corner. Call me dramatic, but I love it. So I know what you're thinking. Let's keep the conversation going and talk about even more Disney World food. Great minds, right? Now that we're wrapping up this ultimate guide, go ahead and jump over to the new rules for Disney World restaurants next. And don't forget to pick up that free Disney World Best Snacks PDF with all those snack maps over at disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks right now. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.